from Tea Party Nation, Judson Phillips. Judson, I'm glad we got this line repaired. Let me go back to that first question about the Democrat Party, the disarray, and perhaps its imminent doom that so many are talking about.
Hey, JD, good afternoon. Listen, we can only hope for that. But the Democrats really are in disarray. And honestly, that commercial should be played at Barack Obama's farewell party. I mean, think about where we were 8 years ago. Obama had the White House. The Democrats had the House of Representatives. And by the end of 2009, they had a supermajority in the Senate. They could do anything they wanted. And now look where we are. We've got the House. After 2018, the Republicans will probably have a supermajority in the Senate. And we've got the White House for 4 and more likely 8 years. So it's quite a turnaround. And my real hope here is that the Democrats just simply implode and the number 2 major party becomes the Libertarian Party.
Well, that would be interesting, Judson. I can just tell you from my experience in running for public office that the expectations that one of the 2 major parties is headed for extinction, quite often it is overwrought. It seems to be fostered by columnists who encounter day after writer's block and offer that notion of impending doom. And the other thing at work is the fact that you still have in place a bureaucracy that is protected, that is sympathetic to a progressive, a leftist point of view. And you have rulemaking that goes on unless Mr. Trump and his cabinet steps in with a radical revision of repealing some of these rules. And we understand Mr. Obama is going to come in with a midnight blast of new regulations. There are going to be problems. To wit, that second point I was talking about, Judson, the fact now that this administration says it's discriminatory for business owners to require their employees to speak English, yet the onus is on the business owners to be able to speak whatever language their employees speak. How bass-ackward is that, Judson?
Well, to paraphrase the great politician Obi-Wan Kenobi, that's a level of stupidity I've not seen in a very long time. What that is it's actually punishing the American worker. And that's been the theme of the Obama regime for the last 8 years. They have punished American workers. They have made it difficult for Americans to get jobs. We have record numbers of people who are not citizens in this nation, whatever their immigration status is, legal, illegal, who have jobs. And we have a record number of Americans, 95 million Americans, out of the workforce. This is absolutely insane. And, one of the things I love about, I've done pretty much a 180 on Donald Trump since the election because of what he has done. But one of the things I love that Donald Trump is doing, he is choosing department heads for some of these departments that hate the department, that they're at war with the department. Ben Carson for HUD, Betsy DeVos for education, Pruitt for EPA, and now Rick Perry for energy. I mean, it's just not getting much better than this.
Well, I hope those guys will stand foursquare against what's going on. I got to tell you, we really need civil service reform, because the fact is these people with their union rules in place, it takes 6 years to try and fire somebody from the federal bureaucracy. There's another story out there that we need to talk about, Judson, with the minute and a half that remains. From Breitbart.com, Obama spent $100 million of taxpayer money to transport foreign migrants to their destinations in the United States, including hotel rooms for illegals, 58% spent on plane tickets. Just imagine, I wouldn't mind that money being spent, Judson, to send them back home, but it's to bring them in. This president continues to work overtime to radically change America. Can we reverse it, Judson? We've got about a minute left.
Sure we can. If the Trump administration is willing to, it can be undone. Make it tougher for illegal aliens to get jobs, penalize employers who knowingly hire illegal aliens. I mean, this has been our mantra for, 10, 15 years now? This can be done. And we can reverse the tide and get some of those 95 million Americans that I've talked about who are not in the workforce back into the workforce.
It's real simple, and it's summed up in 2 words: America first. And we have not seen that, sadly, from either side of the aisle in the establishment within Washington, D.C. for a long time. Judson has brought you success in the Tea Party. and it brought electoral success to those promising reform. Judson Phillips, today from Nashville, Tennessee, via Skype. As always, we appreciate your time. Thanks very much.